If an invisible door to another world suddenly appeared in your house, would you choose to step through it and go on an adventure? This day, the woman was organizing their new home. She found a key in the basement. She picked it up, looked at it, then put it back in place. The key suddenly turned in a direction, and slightly lifted itself. She repeatedly tested, and researched it, and discovered that no matter how the key turned, it would always point in the same direction. When her husband returned, she demonstrated this strange phenomenon to him, but the husband just thought it was some kind of magnetic phenomenon. So the woman followed the direction the key pointed, and found the keyhole for the key. The husband put the key into the lock, and the wife's smile instantly froze, because half of the husband's arm disappeared outside the door. But when they carefully checked, his arm was unharmed. The husband thought this might be an entrance to a parallel universe, so he decided to check on the other side, but the wife grabbed him back. She handed him a tennis ball with their names written on it. The husband threw the tennis ball forward, and the tennis ball passed through the doorframe and disappeared into thin air. Soon, the tennis ball quickly flew back. The woman hurriedly pulled the key out of the lock, and the words on the ball had changed. Now it said, "How do you know us?" The husband believed something strange was behind the door, so he decided to see what was on the other side. He put the key back into the lock, but his wife stopped him, fearing there might be danger on the other side of the door. The husband reassured her, saying he would only be gone for 5 minutes. He walked straight forward, and his entire body disappeared into the door. The wife anxiously waited in the room. 10 minutes passed, and he still hadn't returned. The outside of the door was silent, and the more she waited, the more anxious she became. Finally, she gathered the courage to approach the door. She poked half of her body outside the door, and she discovered that in the opposite space, there was a woman who looked exactly like her. The other woman was clearly also frightened. The woman quickly retreated back into the room. She pulled out the key, but thinking of her husband, she put the key back into the lock. And so, she guarded the door for 3 days. But still, there was no sign of her husband. A few more months passed. The woman was about to give birth. She couldn't stand the days without her husband anymore. And finally, she made up her mind. She grabbed a weapon and walked toward the door.